Another agency may have filed. She didn't like say, hey, Oroville. Don't go away though. You gotta get it.
And I'm usually nice. It's like it's just a year ago.
Right. So I like to see HBs their own records, but sometimes they can be kind of vague in their response. That's one way to die.
Well, I mean, I have, so I'm just, like I said, waiting for them to
The rest of them are
I need to check the search on
This is the best they can do. This is my dad.
Hi, nice to meet you.
His mom. This is his wife.
Hi, how are you?
Brother.
Yeah, he said they'll be coming down to school.
Okay. We'll just go with the flow. Yeah, so that's nice of her.
Said you on a wild goose chase.
It's not here, like, and I'm all mad at the person who said it. Like, why'd they tell her that? You know? Yeah. You know, we're like, okay, why would we go? I know. And I knew because there's no recognizing officers or they're doing something. But
Overlay. Sorry? It's got an overlay in that top left corner. It says Oroville High School. Oroville High School. Oh.
it's easy to do.
Want me to help?
You know. So, you know what? Let's just take a deep breath. We will need the loud voice. And it is being filmed, so somehow you can look on YouTube and you can see, like, yeah.
This was not what I thought.
I'll say perhaps you say your name. And we always get tripped up on that. I love that word. I like say this word. Yeah. I think we're going to stand at the podium. I'll see where you sit. Yeah. I know, but at the other place I got to sit down, so where am I going to sit? I know. So if you take any pictures, share. And the flag and how. I mean, ladies, you got to say cheese. Actually, I kind of like it. What if we just stand right over there and then we're facing the flag that way and then come in here with this side? I think that would probably be done.
Welcome all. Call this meeting to the Oroville City Council for March 7th, 2023. Regular meeting, open session begins at now 4:35. Do we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Johnston? Here. Councilmember Riggs? Councilmember Thompson?
Here.
Councilmember Goodson?
Yes.
Councilmember Weber?
Here.
Vice Mayor Smith?
Here.
Mayor Pittman?
And Councilmember Riggs called in sick tonight. Open session, we have a pledge of allegiance. Do we have a group here to lead us in that? Here they go.
All right, thank you for inviting us to lead your meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. We are from Ophir Elementary School, and these are three of our student council members.
My name is Envy Rivera. Saying the Pledge of Allegiance helps form a connection to our country, the United States of America.
My name is Ailani Rendon. We are a country with a diverse population. Saying the Pledge of Allegiance instills a sense of patriotism for all. When we say the Pledge of Allegiance, we honor the flag and everything it represents.
My name is
We don't have a voting. Go ahead.
I move that we adopt the agenda.
I'll second. All signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So carried. Public communication, hearing of non-agenda items. Jackie, do we have any cards?
Mr. Mayor, I do have several speakers for non-agenda. Our first speaker is Bill Bosch.
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, for seeing me. My name is Bill Bosch. I happen to be the president of Northwest High College. And just wanted to come and say thank you for your continued support, participation in our college. And I came to, well, first I want to thank our police and fire also for everything that they do. You know, you guys are amazing first responders, so thank you. But I also want to, there's some pretty strong rumors going around town that we're moving. And I just wanted to let everybody know that our lease isn't up for 3 more years. So I would like to invite you all to come out to the campus and maybe even hold off-site meetings if you would like at our campus. I also want to offer our campus up to fire and police and anybody else that needs a training center. I used to be senior vice president with the company, and our Florida campus, we used to have police and fire come out and just practice with their dogs and all kinds of stuff. So our facility is there for everybody to use. I do want you to know that while our lease isn't up for 3 more years, we are doing some due diligence as far as what is the best decision at that 3-year mark. So I'd like to work with the council and the city to find out what opportunities we may have on land that surrounds the campus and what we can do to work together and possibly. We want to expand. We have hundreds of students right now, and we want to actually try to bring more in at that 3-year mark. So we'd like to work with you. So I sincerely thank you all for everything that you do for us. Thank you for the city of Oroville, and thank for everybody that works for the city. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I didn't get who you were with.
Northwest Lyman College.
Lyman.
So if you see the orange and yellow shirts around town, and if they're not acting right, you let me know. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Next one.
Our next speaker is the cameraman.
The microphone tonight, don't worry. I talk loud, as my friends and family tell me, so hopefully everybody can hear me well. I am the cameraman, independent investigative journalist. Most of you, pretty much everybody I spoke to tonight knows who I am. Just wanted to say I'd like to thank our chief for opening up the police department tonight for an off-site meeting and giving us, the public, we the people, the ability to come in and tour the facilities and see, our tax dollars hard at work. And I think it was a healthy reminder for those who toured the facilities earlier with myself that, this isn't some job that, ends in an hour episode on NBC every Thursday night. This is a small town police department, and I've toured, this is my, 4th police department I've toured. I mostly get one opportunity to tour one department in August on a national night out because everybody, like these council meetings, everybody's council meeting all starts at the same time usually, so you can only go to once a week. It's hard to be in 2 places at once. But this is by far definitely the smallest and also the most humble, I think. To see, an evidence locker, our evidence locker is very tiny. It's not some futuristic science facility with microscopes and billion-dollar computers. Maybe some departments have that, but not here in Oroville. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. This department can only do so much. Like I was explaining earlier to one of our officers, you're only a domino in a larger effect, which people seem to forget that, this is not something, like I said, is an hour episode. This is a tough job, and there's its pros and there's its cons. But I would like to say, I did not see anybody that I had any problems with here today. I've not seen anybody that I filed a complaint against, and it's been a while that I've ever had to file a complaint. That's a good thing. The only real officer I had a problem with was Sam Zone, and he doesn't work here anymore. And I'm glad he doesn't work here anymore because he didn't seem to be an officer that wants to work in an environment to promote a healthy living. But that's besides the point. But from what I've seen here today, I think the money was well spent on bringing this department up to a modern standard. Besides repairing the front door from the incident where the gentleman drove his truck through, hopefully that doesn't ever happen again, because I know it affected me accessing records for quite a bit. So with that being said, again, thank you for this tour, Mr. Ladrone. Thank you for all of you that do your hard work here and protect our constitutional rights. And remember, you know, that you're here to serve, not just to enforce the law. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any more, Jackie?
Mr. Mayor, our next speaker is Bill Spirit.
Sure.
Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, City Council, just like to say thank you for opportunity to come in and to see this new facility. I'm really excited about what is going on in our city. It's really encouraging to see the nice job and all of the new faces, and also would like to pray over you guys and the new facility and all the new police that are being added and dispatchers, and it's real exciting to see the progress in our city. So Father God, we thank you for our city council and for this new year. We thank you for the newly remodeled facility. We thank you for all our firefighters and all our police and municipal law enforcement, code enforcement. Lord, you are doing so much in our city. We just pray blessings upon all of the families, all of those who serve. In your word says, greater love has no one when they lay down their lives. And it also says, the greatest of all will be the servant of all. And so we thank you for all the public servants. We thank you for our city council. And I say, pour out their time and their lives, and Lord, we pray your blessings upon them, that you will protect them and heal them and lift them up and their families, and it would affect all around them. And then our city would be lifted up because of our efforts through you, that we would be a city on the hill, a light on a shelf. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Mr. Mayor, our last speaker is Andy Terry.
Andy Terry.
Good evening. I'd like to address those who normally sit on the dais. I guess this is the makeshift dais, and also those that are seated in the Coliseum, the forum, the audience. I don't know what you call that. But I'd like to address the city council and those other folks here as well today, not as a representative of the Oroville Rest Commission, but as a private citizen of the city of Oroville. I wore a referee shirt because this is my prop. I'm a single parent of a dependent child, and I can't be at every city council meeting to referee, so I want to encourage everyone on the city council as well as everyone in the auditorium that, you know, I opened I did an invocation a few months ago at the city council meeting, and I shared scripture from the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, I believe it's verse 31. It says, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor be put away from you along with all malice. And I want everybody to remember that they need to do that, because I can't come to every city council meeting to referee. Okay, so we're all going to have to learn to play fair. If you're not part of the problem, you're not part of the solution. And if you think somebody else is the problem, you're the problem too. So I just want to encourage everyone to play fair, to talk civilly. I talked about civil discourse when I prayed, and I want you guys to remember what civil discourse sounds like. This is civil discourse. I'm not angry, I'm not upset. I'm just explaining to you the way it is. This was my husband's shirt. He was an umpire and referee for many years. And I just want to remind you all that I don't fit into this shirt, but act like you fit into the shirts that you're wearing. Okay? Act like you're being those people that you need to be in those placards in front of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, that is the last of the public speakers.
I should have been on that list.
Oh, you want to speak?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have a paper.
Okay.
All right.
Hello, how you doing? I'm gonna turn my back to you guys. My name is Sal Rodriguez. I have a business here in Dale, Sal Rodriguez Landscapes, and I want to take the opportunity to thank everyone for being out here. It's a great police department. But I'm super busy every day, but I wanted to take time to come down and recognize Sergeant Ali Khan. I don't know if he's here. Is Sergeant Khan here? He's on a call. He's on a call. He was here. On January 7th, my place out there on Oroville Road was broken into. And it's always traumatic for anybody that's been burglarized. It's traumatic. Nobody wants to lose their stuff. So I take it personally. I did a Facebook post of the event, what time they broke in, what they stole. Sergeant Khan, he must have been on Facebook like everyone else. He saw the Facebook post, saw the description of the truck. That same night, in the middle of the night, he calls me at home. He says, "Sal, I got him." And I was like, "What? You got him?" I was like, and I didn't notice that he had already called me 7 times. And the thing that made it even better was that it was storming, raining, you know, one of the most like monsoon type weather. So this guy could have been at the police department behind a computer saying he's reading reports, etc., but he wasn't. And when somebody goes up and over and beyond the call of duty like that, when it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and everyone's sleeping and he's out there jamming some guy at the car wash that's back in there with stolen property in the back of the vehicle, you know, that's exactly what we need. When your supervisors are out there on the street trying to find the bad guys before they victimize, you know, people that pay into the community, that's the type of people we need working patrol here at this. And yes, Facebook is, how do I say, it takes a lot of time, work time from people, but at the same time, you got a good look at the description of the truck. He was able to make contact. All that property was returned that same night. So within 18 hours, all my stuff, we're talking $2,500. It's not a lot of stuff, but it's more the message that if you're gonna come to Oroville and steal from people that live in Oroville, you know, there is still some good cops that are working hard every night, and you know, they put the bats out there, not literally, but they're getting work done. So I wanted to take this time to recognize Sergeant Ali Khan, and at the same time, hope that something could be placed in his file that represents that over and beyond the call of duty. I think Officer Robbie Olive was also involved, and Sergeant Officer Halterman. But again, everyone's really quick as soon as somebody does something wrong to point out the fact that they did something wrong, but when they do something right, nobody wants to right that thing. So anyways, thank you, and I'm sorry that I took over.
Anyone else? Public comment? Well, the next item is the consent agenda. Any councilman have any items on the consent agenda to pull before we approve? Yes.
I move that we approve the consent calendar.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent calendar. Should we do a roll call or just? Yeah, we'll just do all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Mr. I'm going to let you have the presentation of proclamations as we reschedule.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Mayor. So I want to express my appreciation for all the teams, the football teams, the cheer squads that were flexible. We had I know Chief Ladrone had done a lot of work to prepare an exhibition this evening that I think there were 6 cheer teams that were going to do just a short demonstration of their skills. And obviously with the rain that we anticipated receiving today, we postponed that. And to Chief Ladrone's, he said, if you postpone, it's going to be clear. I said, so, really good deed. But anyway, just want to thanks to them for being flexible. We are going to move that to the State of the City, which is tentatively looking at April 25th. So we have let them all know that we're going to be doing it at the State Theater. So it'll be a great opportunity for them to be recognized once again. So thank you again for their flexibility and understanding and making that shift.
Thank you. We appreciate that. I think actually the State Theater is going to be a very proper place to do it. So it'd be nice to have all the recognition there. Each one of them get up and have their cheer and present their activities. So I think it would be wonderful to do that there. Second item, Oroville Police Officer, Mr. Ladrone.
Mr. Green, is this
Yeah, so it's a 5 o'clock timed item.
Oh, is it?
What we could do is, if you wish, Mayor, we could go jump ahead to some council announcements, reports with 1 or 2 of those, or
okay,
we can get in before 5 o'clock.
Okay, we can do that. And we do have a second public communication. Anyone here that didn't get on the first list would like to make another public comment? There's a section here about if you want to come right up. If not, thank you very much. All right, reports, discussions, and correspondence, council announcements, and reports. Any council have reports? Go ahead.
March 18th at the Convention Center, we'll be celebrating Arbor Days here in Oroville. And Oroville is recognized as a Tree City, USA. It's a very prestigious honor that we receive annually. I believe it's well over 40 years now that Oroville has been participating in that. And this is a relatively new element that we're bringing. I think this will be our 4th annual where we're celebrating it on this level. And so each year it's growing. The convention center will have a variety of different vendors there. There's going to be an outdoor area as well, food court, and I believe that they're going to have beverage, beer and wine, I believe is going to be available there as well. But I just want to invite all of you out to that. It's 10, I believe 10 to 4. I'm shooting from the cup, I don't have a flyer in front of me, but it will be March 18th, which is a Saturday. And it's an indoor-outdoor event, so if we have more inclement weather, more things will be inside. If not, then of course, then some of the things will spill out into the outdoor area. But certainly we'd love to see all the public there to celebrate just a great day honoring Oroville, honoring just what we do here in the way of caring for trees, which is very precious to our city. And of course, it offers a canopy and all of the things that trees bring, which is lowering the urban heat footprint. Just a lot of good that they do. And I talk to the kids. I go up to the schools and I'll read the Lorax to them. And I ask them, and all the way down to kindergartners, I ask them, what do trees give us? And so, kids, what do trees give us? You're on the spot. So you tell me, because they always tell me, they're really good with this. What do trees give us? Air. What do we call the kind of air that they give us?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Very cool. Man, these kids, and I'm telling you what, we have smart kids in Oroville. And so it's a symbiotic relationship that we have with the trees. And so they provide us air, and of course we give them carbon dioxide. And it's just a good opportunity also to educate our kids and talk about all things concerning conservation and our environment. And it's just good stuff. We have a couple more minutes.
Yeah, I'll report on the Oroville Dam Citizen Advisory Group, which is a group that was put together by the state legislature, and it met last Friday. And the end result of the 3-year effort to understand the safety of the dam, that report just was published on that Friday, and it talks about all the details of what we're all looking at as far as making sure the dam works and the safety measures have been taken post the spillway events and other events. It's available, should be available on the city's website if you like. It does go into great detail about what things have been done since that event, and it goes on. In fact, group is formed by California state law, and there's about 20 different agencies represented in that room, from Sutter County, Yoga County, Butte County, Oroville, up and down all along the river. So anything that has something to do with the river, we are very concerned about, and we sit down with all the people from DWR, many other agencies that operate and help to control our water flow and flood control and all those issues here. The chairman of it is Wade Crowfoot. He's the state natural resources secretary. So it's a very high level meeting that we have, and it's good to see and build some confidence in what's going on with the dam and the project. So that meeting happened on Friday. Myself and Vice Mayor Smith sit on that committee, and we get a chance to ask everyone the right questions and deep dive into what's going on. And we have some more work on the inundation maps that the state is providing us, and we have some conflicts with what they're saying. So we'll be working on those to make sure that we're not in the wrong place at the wrong time. So more work to come, but I just want to announce that the 3-year report is completed and will be out there available for us to get hold of. Anyone else have anything else? I have some comments that I'll share. Councilman, oh, I'm sorry. I don't have a screen.
I just wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you to Oprah School for inviting us to Read Across America. We were able to go and sit with some of the classrooms and read to them, and they asked questions about city council, and I saw some of the kids that I read to here with the Pledge of Allegiance. So I just wanted to again thank Oprah School for the opportunity and the invitation to come and read to them. It's something that's really close to my heart, and I appreciate that. And I wanted to thank you and you, Mr. Mayor, and Vice Mayor Smith for your diligence and making sure that we are taking care of when the dam.
Okay.
That is not something that I want to go through again.
No, I agree.
So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else? I just have a response to comments that were made at the last meeting. I'll just like to introduce the minutes. Future agenda items from the council members?
I do. We, as we did the Pledge of Allegiance before tonight's event, I personally would love to see a huge flag outside of City Hall. We kind of have a small flagpole, you know, outside of, there's a gas station on Lower Dam and Myers that has a decent sized flagpole, but I'd love to see it that upgraded for our community. Just a small point, but I think it's important. Is there anybody else? You bet.
Yes, I would also like to see a very large flag hanging on our Liberty pole. That big giant pole that never has a flag on it, I'd like to see a huge flag hanging and flying on that all the time. And maybe possibly put it on an agenda item where we get some lights at the bottom of it to light it up all the time, so we leave it hanging, so nobody would have to take it down.
I'm just smiling because he and I talked about, we're on the same track without talking to each other.
I think the Liberty pole is privately owned. I'm not positive about that. I think it's citizen.
Okay, any more agenda items for council? Then we're looking at administration reports. Department heads, what do we have? Go ahead.
I just want to report on, we demoed the ghost house at Myers and Ontario. And I'd like to send a thank you to the police department, to the MLEs, not only to help us with that project, to make sure that the code enforcement officers are safe, but their constant diligence of going out. We have to go out and deal with these type of homes all the time. The police go out there and have to go through these houses. The MLEs are out there, we're doing camp and abatement. It's always a timely response. They're very professional with everybody that we come in contact with. And I just want to say thank you to the local police department officers that there's nothing more unsafe than having to go into those type of structures all the time, whether it be in the morning or in the evening. But the response time and professionalism, you know, they truly do all go above and beyond with the group that is here right now. Very, very impressive to watch. I get compliments from the people that are in those homes using drugs and you know, how they're treated by the police department. And that's a good environment, it's a good thing to hear. And I just wanted to share that tonight with council and the public. Also, we did a big one on Ashley Avenue. That was an ongoing issue for a very long time. There was kids breaking into this house, graffitiing inside, doing mischievous stuff, but that home's secured now. We took about 36,000 pounds of gun trash in the backyard, tore down an unsafe structure. And we also, over the past 2 weeks, have abated 29 cans in the downtown area. We're going to see a continued influx of issues with the unhoused folks. Chico's putting a lot of pressure on now that they have things situated there. A lot of people are coming over to Oroville. And again, with the release of water down the river, that's moving people out along the river into the inner city. So you guys will see an impact there. We'll stay on top of it.
Thank you, Ron. I really appreciate the Ashley Avenue. I got many calls in the neighborhood. And am I correct in saying that the owner just walked away from that facility?
It's a weird situation. It's another deal where the owner is a very beautiful home in Arizona. We Googled her that he just hangs out there and allows, you know, this property to be a nuisance.
Thank you, sir. Bill, do you want to do your swearing now? Or?
I'll just wait till you're done.
Okay. Next one.
I'll go. So we are continuing on with the rebranding project. We've selected taglines and we're moving into color combinations and logos. So we're hoping to have a presentation ready for council May, June timeline. Museum Weekend was incredibly successful this year with over 1,300 visitors spread out amongst our museums and over 500 at the Chinese Temple alone. And the State Route 162 project has received its right-of-way certification, and we take it to the Caltrans CTC committee for our improvement permit approval, and that project will put or complete curb gutter and sidewalk all the way up Oroville Boulevard from Highway 70 along Olive Highway up to Foothill Boulevard. So it'll be a nice addition for completion in Oroville.
Thank you. Amy?
Yes, we met last week with the Oroville Rescue Commission and our consultant for the Capital Resolution Funding, so things are moving forward with that. We plan to bring an update to the council within the next couple of meetings to let you know how we're moving forward and what's next on the horizon.
Good, thank you. Ruth, finance.
I think it's a good time for me to pass and get on with it.
Sure, go ahead.
Any update on the inside remodel of City Hall?
Yes, so the inside is near complete. They have finished out all the windows with trim and painted today. The section over the City Hall Council Chambers, that roof replacement is complete, but they're completing the roof replacement in sections, specifically because of the weather. So one section is complete. Once the storm passes, they'll work on other sections, and hopefully it will be done in the next month or so.
And the bathrooms?
The bathrooms, we have also had an engineer firm out. They've done a full interior survey of City Hall, so they got their measurements, and that remodel will commence this next fiscal year, but we'll just have the plans engineered and done through the budget process.
Any other questions?
So code enforcement, once again, I can't thank you enough. When a part of this council decided to vote in a Department of Code Enforcement with Ron Belser as the director, it's amazing how you've turned around the city. I would be remiss if I did not give you kudos and shout out. You are so diligent in the work that you do and your crew. You're a good leader, and I watch you every single day. The ghost house that you were referring to, I know that it's very difficult when you go into these abandoned homes, and this one happened to have a basement, and you never know who you're going to encounter around every nook and cranny. And there was a transient in the basement, but your persistence and your stick-to-itiveness, and it shows in everyone that works for you. It is a privilege to work with you and for you, Mr. West. I appreciate
it. In response to that, and I know that you guys are aware of this, none of that happens without Public Works, without my friends in City Hall, without the police department out there in the leagues. Everything we do is an absolute respect. And, it literally takes all those departments to make that happen. And it's a beautiful thing to see, and it's a beautiful thing that we can work together. We get along great, we all know each other. City Works is an amazing part of that as well. And my code enforcement team, those guys are in that.
Many times what you see is a clean something, a clean park or something, and it's already, they did the work. So all you get to see is it's clean and looks good. You don't see all the work ahead of time. When you hear the tonnage of stuff we're hauling away, and what 21 camps? Just this last week. That's a huge amount of work. And really is a big plus. So thank you for your advice.
And just one more. Just one more. We cannot forget Mr. Sam Emerson, our code enforcement attorney, who lives in Sacramento, but you never know it because it's like he does have boots on the ground. He knows the legal system. He knows what it takes. He's very systematic. I would venture to say that he has OCD. He's just phenomenal. He's got everything on track. So next time you speak to him, say the council appreciates it.
We talk and conversate and text all times during the day, is nice. You'll son of love and he is OCD.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just wanted to agree with Councilwoman Goodson, sorry. I appreciate the work that code enforcement and the police department do. I've had the MLE officers at my house multiple times with the foster caring that I do, and they have the utmost respect. They are very, very good at what they do. They treat no matter what situation with courtesy and dignity and honor. And so I just want to say thank you for the training that you do with them and the officer of the police department as well. A lot of times the community doesn't get to see that side of things, especially with social media and those kinds of things. You hear the negatives, but you don't really see all of the work that is being done. Code enforcement, how many tons of debris that you continually are having to clean up, how many homes you're having to abate, all of that. It's a continual round-the-clock thing that you guys are doing, and so I just want to say we appreciate you. I mean, thank you for the work that you're doing.
All right. Mr. Monroe.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, everyone, for being here. This is rather unusual tonight. I'm going to stand over here in the corner because I don't want to turn my back to the council. Just got lazy and got to get myself on track here. That way I know when I'm done. If you guys don't want me to get coffee, it might not be. What I'm doing right now is I'm just sorting through the badges. These are the badges of the officers, the MLEs, the dispatchers, the various individuals that we've hired over the last 2 years that we've been remiss, we have not recognized them or introduced them to our city council. I think it's very important that our officers are introduced to our city council and that our officers are familiar with them and they are familiar with the officers. There's nothing worse for a police chief than to come in and you walk in and you have your mayor or your vice mayor or a council person sitting in the lobby waiting on them because nobody knew who they were and they didn't let them in. I mean, so they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but it makes it, the conversation, which could potentially be a difficult conversation, an even more difficult conversation. So it's important to do all of those things, to introduce them to the community, but it's also important for them to understand what their role is in the community and how they play and where they fit into this whole deal that we have going on. The first thing I want to do is I just want to show you a badge. Thank you. Got to put them in order because otherwise my impulsive nature doesn't allow me to move forward. The badge. What is it? It's not even precious metal. It's just metal. I mean, it's a certain color. It has a certain design. Seal of the great state of California. You know, and what I will tell all of my officers, all of my MLEs, all of my dispatchers, my chaplain, everybody in here, this doesn't come with superpowers. This is a badge. I mean, metal. Really, it's worth about $100. I mean, if you can get that, I don't know what you can use. I have to try to sell it. But it doesn't come with that. What I want them to know, what I want them to be aware of, is what is the power of this. The power of this is you. Because when we speak, when we are enforcing the law, we're carrying out the rules and the regulations of our community. The power that we have, the authority we have, comes from you. It flows through you, through us, to enforce the law. That's why it is ever so important to treat everybody with dignity, with respect, and with kindness, because you're representing them. You know, we all too often get caught up on this deal about, well, you work for me. No, it's even greater than that. It's not that I work for you. It's that you empower me. Because this didn't make me super smart. You can ask any of these guys, I'll tell you, this does not make me smart. I mean, what it does is it, holds my position within the organization, and people recognize what that is. The power comes from you. This is our community. You are our community. We do not want to be the exception that makes the rule. We've all seen the things on TV. We've seen the George Floyd incidents. We've seen the young man in Memphis that recently happened. Those aren't cops. Those are criminals. I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you. I'll be the first one to go after them. I don't want them in my organization. I don't want them doing things. That was a savage attack on a man that had nothing coming. I mean, we don't do that. And if you want to do that, I don't want you in this organization. I want you in this community if you want the truth. I mean, go somewhere else. I mean, that is not something that is acceptable. And we will not have that here. Now, everybody knows we've had our problems. I'm not going to deny it. We've had them. I mean, we've hit some rough spots, but we're coming through that. I mean, and we will come through that. At some points, there's been some situations that you might have heard of that were, there's certainly tilted one direction. I mean, and from the appearance, we failed in some areas. We recognize that. We will do better. I mean, that is something that we have to. I really appreciated the cameraman's comments tonight. Believe it or not, we're friends. I mean, that's just, he's a young man who is interested in these things. He has a passion for it. I appreciate that. I don't always agree with what he says. He doesn't always agree with what I say. But we're still friends. I mean, and that's how we police the community. We enforce laws that are necessary for our friends and our family. I live here. I work here. My kids are here. My mother's here. This is my father's here. This is my community. This is your community. And to me, it's even more than that. This is my home. You are my family. You're my extended family. I know a lot of you for many reasons. Not all of them bad. I really enjoy the fact as a family that we have our children here tonight. Don't worry about the noise. We like the noise. I like the commotion. I mean, that's just, they're kids, they're doing what they're doing. And honestly, they're future employees. I mean, so, we just, got to treat them right, give them now, bring them in. And so as you know, I'm mainly talking with my officers, trying to share with them the importance of being kindness, being professional, enforcing law in an appropriate way that reflects the values of our community, whatever those might be. One of the things that I really want all of our officers to know and be aware of, this is our city council. I mean, this is our mayor. This is our community. Never, ever, ever embarrass my city council. Never embarrass my mayor. Never embarrass our community. When we do those things, we fail. We're not perfect. You will make mistakes along the way. The important thing is what we do with those mistakes. I mean, and of course, some mistakes are insurmountable. Other mistakes with that being said, you know, I just really want to make sure that my officers, my MLEs, my dispatchers, my administrative staff, and my chaplain, and my community knows, what is this? Honestly, it's nothing special. It really isn't. Everybody gets one job, pretty much. I mean, but what's really special about it is that it's from you. This is my community. This is my family. This is my friends. I mean, so when you wear this, wear it with dignity, wear it with respect, and give them that they deserve. I mean, I understand that we have difficult times when we're talking to people, and we must speak in a dialect in which they understand, because not everybody understands. Sir, please sit down. That doesn't work like that. I understand the other side of that as well. But make sure that we always treat people with dignity, and let's never ever embarrass our city or our community. So with that said, I just want to take the opportunity just real quickly to introduce some people. Oh, I just got to do one more thing too. This is just for fun, just for me. Ron, you're amazing. I mean, he was over there bragging that what he said amazing. I told you I'd be into it. I just like to do that because I know he is a humble person and it embarrasses him. So, you know, I just like to do those things and it's entertaining me. I mean, whether it's right or wrong or in the middle, it's entertaining. I mean, so. What I want to do is I just want to start with my administrative staff and my dispatchers if they so I would like whoever 41, 48, and 44 are. I don't know. I know I'm one. So I would like to have Bernadette Gallardo. Bernadette she came to us through the city. She was actually working for us in the whole city as a custodian, and as she did some work here in the department, she found some interest in this, has pursued this, and because of her extensive background working for Stacey Penny, so we have brought her on, and she is working at it. That was one of the, you know, just I find humor in some things that people tell me. Oh, sorry, Mervyn. I mean, so Penny's is still around. I mean, so Mervyn's is not. I mean, but she has extensive background working in Mervyn's, and she told me that, and it was. That endeared her to me because it's like, okay, that's, you know, I'm not really sure you know what we do here, but, you know, that's all right. I mean, she's been a very a dedicated employee. She's learning her job well. I'm very proud to have her. So, Bernadette, have you brought somebody with you tonight to place your badge? Okay, what I do want to do is just hold off. I'm going to give you your badge. What number are you? I'm almost getting wrong. All right, if you would just go down there, and then I will go to the next one. Who do I have here? I'll do Shaylin. This is Shaylin Boyle. She is a dispatcher that we've just picked up. She's just cleared her field training program. She comes to us from the Sacramento area every day. I mean, drives up here to work up here. She's learned her profession. She's doing a great job for us, you know. Really appreciate her. First day she came in, she brought in her significant other with her. I tried to steal him away from another department where he's a police officer. So, you know, I did my best to recruit him. He wasn't biting, but, you know, hey, we're not going to give up. We're going to continue enticing to do those things. I'm very proud of Shaylin. I'm very proud of how quickly she picked up the system and how quickly she learned it. Shaylin, did you bring somebody with you tonight? Okay. What is your badge number? 47. Oh my gosh. You look that. All right, hang on. Do you have somebody here you'd like that? What's that? All right, I'll give her a go. Okay, just keep going down there. Who else we got out there? How about Haley? Hey. You know, this is a big test for me tonight because a lot of things, I don't know who they are. I don't know their names. I mean, and honestly, sometimes sitting down in my office, it's like, that girl, look, you know, and it takes me a minute to figure it out. And I hear Haley every day on the radio. She's doing a great job for us. She has just started this last year, I think, what, 3 months? I mean, so she's about ready to clear her training program and achieve single dispatcher capacity, just like Shaylin is for us. I mean, so she's doing a great job picking it up quickly. I listen to her every day. I hear the things from the dispatches going out. Doing a fantastic job. I really appreciate the work. I'm glad that you're here. Did you bring someone with you that you want to have to do? What is your badge number? All right, here you go. If you would just go down there, we'll call them up here in a minute and get them. Alex. Who else we got? All right, Gage, come on up. Gage came to us as a municipal law enforcement officer a couple years, or a year or so ago. Maybe, there you go, October 2021. He has worked in that program. He's excelled in that program. He has ventured from there, has explored many options at the police department, and has recently accepted a full-time position as a dispatcher. He was trained and qualified in that. He fell right into the seat, doing a fantastic job for us. Very proud of Gage. I mean, Gage is going to work through the dispatch program, continue learning his profession, and one day is, I'm confident, going to take that step to become a police officer. It's just a matter of time, preparation, things like that. And Gage wants that, and Gage will achieve that goal. I'm confident. I believe in this young man. I mean, it will happen. I mean, so you just got to keep working on it. You'll get there. I mean, and, you know, we're happy and we're very proud that you're here, Gage. Gage, did you bring somebody with you tonight? Okay, what is your badge number?
I actually haven't gotten it.
You haven't got one yet? Okay. We will get something for you. I mean, so if I could, get you just go stand down there for me, Gage. Who else? Okay. All right. Oh, I want to say, I don't want to do MLE. I just want to do I have any other? Where's Dean? Okay. Well, who's 46? Why do I have this tiny little bag? Who's 46? Alex, you're 46? Everybody, I'd like to introduce to you, this is Alex Stevens. She is an administrative assistant here. She is very valuable to this police department. She's very valuable to us, but she stands at the front counter. This is very hard for Alex. I mean, Alex is a good worker, a confident worker. I mean, but, you know, I'm used to standing in front and just rattling on forever. I mean, some people are not. I mean, so, but she is, you know, a great worker for us. She's been here with us now for what, a year? Yeah. I mean, and she shows up every day. She shows up in Grandma's car. I mean, I love that. I mean, it was on her background part that she needed $40 a month to put gas in Grandma's car. I mean, so it's fondly become referred to as, well, there's Grandma's car. I mean, and here's out, so I know when she's here. I mean, so I lean on her every day to take care of the stuff for us that she needs to take care of. Did you bring somebody with you tonight, Alex? Okay. All right, I'm going to give you your badge, and I'm going to ask you to come over here. All right, and then we will get you in. Okay, what I'd like to do is everybody that has brought someone with them and that has their badge in their hand, to please come here and form a line in front of our council. Whoever has come with them to pin them, please come down. And what we're going to do is we are going to put their badges on them. And then when we're done tonight, which I promise you this won't go too much longer, if you want to take pictures and do things like that, we have our backdrop back here that we will take our pictures in front of and things like that later. So, yeah, let's go ahead and pin our badges. Let's place our badges on their uniforms. And then when we're done, what we'll do is we will take the oath of office. It's drunk, we got that. That's okay. I think what we'll do is once we get done with everybody, we'll do Kelly by herself. That way, everybody, I mean, that way, you know, you're not in a group. Okay, when you're done pinning them, please step back. And what we're going to do is I need you all to raise your right hand like this. Elbow up, square out, things like that. I'm going to read something to you, which I need you to repeat back to me. I mean, it's your oath of your office. When I say your name here, don't say I say your name here. Say your name, okay? I mean, it's kind of an easy thing to do, but we'll get through this real quick. This is the oath of office, the oath of affirmation of allegiance. It is required for the appointment of the office of public employees and things like that. So let's begin. It is the oath of office is required by Article 20, Section 3 of the Constitution of the State of California. I say your name here. Do solemnly affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation. Or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter for the City of Oroville Police Department. Congratulations and welcome. Thank you. We will now go to another group of people. We'll do our municipal law enforcement officers next. If I could get... Municipal law enforcement is a... What a municipal law enforcement officer is, municipal law enforcement is somebody that enforces and picks up a lot of the duties that are overwhelming at times to police officers. They enforce the city codes, they assist with code enforcement, they assist police officers, they transport people to jail, they take reports where there is no suspect information or solvability factors are very low. So they are used in that capacity. What it is for us, what works out really well for our community, is it is a ground where we identify and locate potential future police officers. Essentially what we do is we bring them in, they're young, they're wanting to explore a job or a career in law enforcement, and we give them an opportunity to try law enforcement. I mean, essentially we're trying before we're buying. I mean, so they come in, they learn the job, they do the job, and then eventually they'll make that transition to a police officer if that's what they choose to do. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to start with number 70. Who is 70? This is Mauricio Marino. Mauricio is a brand new constable. This is, what's his name? This is Mateo. You want to show everybody Mateo? He's a proud daddy. I mean, this baby just got here a couple weeks. What, Marcio? What? 2 weeks? Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. Congratulations. He's beautiful and he's perfect. I mean, so he is, everything that Marcio deserves. Mauricio is looking into this to explore a career in law enforcement. He came to us wanting this job. He's a local boy. Has worked here in the Oroville area for quite some time. Grew up here, if I'm correct. Yep. I mean, and is now going to that next level. He is somebody that, from our community, that is part of our community, that this is his home. This is more than a job. This is something that he's taken care of because he's one of the caretakers of our community. And, it's like, when you're taking care of your yard and then you have to cut your neighbor's yard because they're gone somewhere, well, you do a really good job on yours. Theirs gets cut. I mean, that's just so, when you have people that are personally invested and this is their home, they put more into it because it's personal, because this is my home. I mean, so Mauricio is one of those guys. He's here tonight. We're going to swear Mauricio in. He has just recently started. Did you bring someone with you? Yeah, brought my girlfriend, Catherine. All right, Catherine. I would going to give Marisa this badge. In a few moments, we'll call you to come up and put this on. It gives you one opportunity. If he's being angry, you can jab him. I mean, and then say whoops. I mean, so we have a record of that. Marisa, if I get you to stand down there. Who's second? Mindy. Come on. Sarah Bia, is that correct? That's close. So I got Mindy, right? So Mindy has recently come to work with us. Mindy, were you working at probation? At the jail? Okay. She was working at the jail, wasn't in jail. I mean, we want to be clear about that. I mean, so she has come to work with us to be an MLE, to explore this profession, and to learn more in that. She has worked from the jail. She's taken her law enforcement career in another direction now, going to expand better. She came to us. She was very introverted when she got here. I mean, you know, head down, not saying a whole bunch, just kind of moving through the motions. I'm happy to say she's smiling, she's talking, she is contributing very much to our team and doing an excellent job for us. I'm very glad to have you. Did you bring someone with you tonight? You brought them? Okay, Sergeant Purdy, I will give that to you in just a moment. I will have Sergeant Purdy come down and put that on. Thank you. Cody was an employee, a unique employee, really, one of the ones that I have done a good job of stealing from other departments. Usually what I do is I go around the city, I find, you know, the highest achievers that I can find, and I try to skim off the cream of the crop and bring them up to the police department. And not that others aren't, others just aren't interested in this profession. He was interested in this profession. So Cody was working for us through the Code Enforcement Department, doing a good job down there. I would even say an amazing job. I mean, down there. So then we brought him up here. I mean, and since he's been up here, he is doing a fabulous job. Not quite yet to amazing, but we may be able to trip that trigger at some point. So we're getting it. So very proud of him. He has recently expressed an interest in becoming a police officer to take the next step in his career. We will explore that with him as he gains more experience here. He did a great job for us. Did you bring someone with you tonight? All right. What's her name? Chelsea? Cordones? All right, Chelsea, when it's time, we'll call you up and we'll have you put the badge on, okay? There's your badge. 75. 75. Okay. How are you, Gal? Okay. She's not really as introverted as she does. I mean, that's just, you know, she's one of 3 sisters that work for the city, 2 of which have already worked here. She came to us recently from jail, if I remember correctly too. From jail, not in jail. Okay, working there. I mean, so she wanted to take her career in another direction too and explore law enforcement and see what that, where this profession is for her. I don't know what her end game is going to be. I mean, she could be anything she wants. If she wants to be a police officer, that's possible. She's very good at what she does. She's been a very talented officer for us already. I mean, she's picked it up incredibly fast. She writes well. I mean, I think she's probably had some conversations with her sisters and things like that, and came probably with some, you know, preloaded with some information that others did not. But, you know, she has done an amazing job for us. I'm very proud of her. I'm very glad to have you here. I'm very glad you joined our team. Did you bring someone with you tonight? Okay. All right. Hang on to that. We will get somebody to do that for you, okay? V. 2B, the luckiest guy in the world. First and last name combined, 4 letters. I mean, that's just, you know, I look at that and I just go, you are so lucky. I mean, that is it. I can't even spell my first name. I mean, so, but I'm very proud of this guy. He did one of the most amazing things that's ever happened here. Last summer, I arrested him. I had him standing outside of my car. Our driving instructor here backs right into my patrol car. And why it's funny to me is because, you know, yeah, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't damage city property or anything like that. There's no point in doing anything else. The teachable moment just happened. He backed into the chief's car. Of all the cars you can get, I mean, do that. But he took it like a man. He, you know, he said, I screwed up. It's what it is. You know, there was no damage. No one got hurt. I mean, so it actually turned into one of those, to me, it's one of those funny stories. It's just, you know, things happen. I mean, it's just, to me, it's, I try to put myself in that position of all the people you can hit. It happens. But he's done a very good job for us. He's also wanting to take his career to the next step. He's been with us for what, 2 years now? Year and 2 months. Doing a great job for us. He's learning his profession. He's taking the next step in his profession. He's wanting to go to that next level. I'm very proud of him. I'm sure that he will. I mean, that's just, he is somebody who is dedicated to our city. He works hard every day. He tries to do a good job. He's always asking questions because he's always interested in what is the next step? What is the step from here? Or what about, thinking these things through? So very inquisitive, very knowledgeable. He trains some of our other MLEs. Does an excellent job. I'm very proud of him. I'm sure that he will make that step when the time is appropriate and become a police officer. Do you have someone here with you tonight? Okay, I'm going to give that to you. We'll get somebody to place that on here in a minute. Thank you. Brandy Bambi. We have leaned on Brandy quite a bit. Brandy came to us as an MLE and worked for it. We had the necessity of placing Brandy into the school resource position. Which means that she is working with children on a daily basis on campuses and things like that. But normally we have our police officer do that, but our staffing has fallen to such a level that we just don't have the necessary bodies to fill all those at a police officer level. So we put Brandy into there. Brandy has excelled at that. I hear nothing but positive comments. The only negativity that has occurred is because of process more than Brandy. It has nothing to do with Brandy. She's done an excellent job for us in the school. She is going to be exploring a career in law enforcement. If things go as planned, she'll be attending the next police academy. So there's a good possibility that, I don't know what is this month, March, at the end of this year, Brandy will be academy graduate and will be in an FTO program and taking the next step in her profession. So this is something she's chosen, something that she wants to do. We want to support her in that. We're proud of her. She's doing an excellent job for us. Would you bring someone? All right, I'm going to give that to you. When it's time, we'll have them shown. Thank you, Brandy. Sean Trent. Sean has done an amazing job for us as well. Sean came to us from another agency where Sean decided that he needed to step back a little bit, and he did, and he wanted to get into the game at the municipal law enforcement position. Took that job, but then we took advantage of Sean because he was doing an excellent job in the field delivering service to our community, but we needed a dispatcher. So we leaned on Sean. Sean learned the job quickly, picked it up, and was solo dispatching to get us through a rough patch where we had. Now Sean has expressed that he wants to be a police officer. I am confident that he will be a police officer. We have a hurdle we have to clear in order to get Sean there. But it's just a matter of time and process, and we will get Sean through that. And I'm glad and proud to say that he is our municipal law enforcement officer now. But I am proud and confident to say that he's going to be a police officer most likely by the end of this year, working for us, learning this profession, and doing it in this community. Very proud of this. They bring someone with insurance. I'm going to give that to you and ask you to go down there. And we'll move 80. Who is 80? How? Commander How. So this is my friend. This is Chi Nu. I enjoy Chi Nu very much. Chi Nu is an individual that comes in every day. He smiles every day. He laughs every day. He works hard every day. And he is just a positive experience for people in the community when he engages with them. He cares about what he does. He is, he follows through on the things that he should be doing. And he just exemplifies everything that we want. Chi Nu is also going to be one of our police officers, I'm confident, by the end of this year. We have processes that we have to complete, and we will get him out there and get that taken care of. I'm very proud of him. I'm very proud that he's here, and he is going to do amazing things for us in the future. Gina, did you bring someone with you tonight? What's that? Okay, I will do that. It may hurt. My eyes aren't what they once were. Depth perception is a problem. All right. All right, I think at this point what we'll do is we'll ask everybody to come up that was going to pin the individuals that are up here. We'll get them pinned and then we will give them the oath of office and we will move on. So I think that I need, who do I have here? I have Howard and Marcy. Can I get a couple of you to come help me pin a couple folks that did bring in the, Sheena, can I get you over here? Yeah. So everybody is going to place the badges on their loved ones' uniform. Please come forward. Or if you don't love them, I mean, if you're here just to do it, whatever. However you want to call it. So with that being, we're past that point now. Now what we're going to do is you're going to take the oath of office for the position in which you are engaged in. This is the execution of the office by article, required by Article 10, Section 3 of the Constitution of the State of California. Again, I'm going to recover. When I say, just say your name here, then say your name. Don't say your name. Okay? Everybody got that? All right. Who's going to mess it up? All right. So all we got a volunteer. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, say your name here.
I,
do solemnly affirm. That I will support and defend the Constitution. Of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. Against all enemies. Foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith. And allegiance. To the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation. Or purpose of evasion. And that I will. Well and faithfully. Discharge the duties. Upon which I am about to enter. For the City of Oroville Police Department. Congratulations. We're going to move on now. We're going to step out real quick just for the space. We're going to move on. I'm going to move to the police officer now. So I can get Christian Halterman. This guy just recently graduated from the Butte College Police Academy. He graduated in December of last year. This is somebody that came through our complete program. He came in as an MLE, learned the MLE program, became a dispatcher, worked at that, and then we sent him to the police department. This is an actual product of the MLE department. He's a local boy, born, raised here, grown up here. We grew him through our department, we raised him up, we grew him, and now we have him. I mean, so to me, Christian represents an affirmation that the system works. I mean, it does work, our process works. You know, this is a good thing for our community. I'm very proud of Christian. Christian is, like I say, he just graduated. He's completing his FTO program now, where he'll be working in his solo capacity as a police officer here shortly. I mean, apparently he already is. So, you know, that must have happened in the last day or so. You know, just shows you how quickly things go by and how, you know, how they happen. So, with that being said, Christian, we're going to get you sworn in tonight. We're very proud of you. I'm very proud that you were able to complete that. I mean, you know, there has, you know, it's been a good experience, and we're glad to have you here. We're glad that you're working with us and for us. So, with that, if you can bring someone with you tonight. All right, I'm going to give that to you. When it comes time, we'll call them up. All right, this one belongs to New John.
Hey, what happened to Chief Dale?
the only reason why I was asking about that was not to take away from New, but what I always think is interesting is Chi New's brother is Chi Gay, they're twins, and they work for us. Which you know, one's a police officer, one's an MLE. I just always thought that was, you know, I don't know why I find that interesting, but I do. I mean, so it's just both amazing employees. New is also an amazing employee for us. He does. He's not code enforcement amazing, but he is police fabulous. I mean, so he is doing a great job for us. Where was Siskiyou County or Susanville? He came to us as an experienced police officer from Susanville. Nobody should even ask why would you come from Susanville. I would ask why wouldn't you come from Susanville. I mean, and it's I just don't like the weather. I mean, that's just, you know, just not my thing. Yeah, it's a desert and it snows. I mean, so just not my thing. I mean, so New came to us as an experienced officer. We were lucky to pick him up. He's out there every single day. He works hard. He's recently completed the radar and LiDAR instructor course, I believe. So you are the instructor, right? Trainer? Okay, so he's qualified and certified to work that equipment. One is a laser device that's used for measuring speed. The other one is a sound device that's used for measuring speed. So he is trained in those things. So he'll be out there potentially writing you guys tickets. So this is the guy. I mean, so we'll blame it on him. I mean, but he is out there every day. He's active. He works hard. He looks for the things to make our community better. He contributes to that. I mean, he is one of those people that, you know, if I need somebody to work, all I know is just, well, call New. Or, you know, there's certain people you can always call. He's one of those guys. He's always here. He's always doing a good job for us. He's always busy. You know, this is our next generation of police officers, the ones that we're having now, the MLEs. I am so excited about our future. I mean, because of the folks that we're getting, the folks that we're attracting, I mean, what the things that are turning for us. So with that, New, did you bring anybody with you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. We're going to get you a new bed. This has seen better days. Yeah, no, this is absolutely, I'm not sure we're going to be able to get it open to get it on. We may have to get pliers. There, I just want to make sure we get it done. Somebody doesn't do this very good. I'm going to give that to you, and I'm going to ask you to go over here and wait a second. The next one I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of lump some people together, but I'd like Ruben Keepies to come in. I've worked with Ruben since 2005, 6. Ruben came here out of the academy as a police officer. He's an Air Force veteran. Completed his contract there, went to the academy, decided this was the avenue he was going to pursue. He wasn't sure if he was going to do this or be a barber. And I don't know if he's still, are you still looking into this? Because that always intrigued me, that you said, I mean, I know you probably didn't think it's sticking there, but it's stuck in there. I mean, because it just intrigued me, because I thought, I wouldn't mind being a barber, I just can't stand all that time, so we're always going to sit on the floor, I guess. I mean, but anyway, he has explored that career. He worked for us for many years, and then worked his way through the ranks and became a sergeant. Ruben then left the Oroville Police Department, went to Gridley, where he obtained the role of police lieutenant over there. So Ruben went outside of the organization to gain the experience that was necessary for him to come back and help lead our organization. Ruben was hired back here as a police officer, as a police sergeant. Since then, you know, through changes that are necessary within the police department in order to facilitate all of the things that we need to do, Ruben was recently promoted to the position of police lieutenant. So Ruben is leading our operations divisions of our police department now. What that means is operations is anything essentially outside of the walls. Anything that happens out in the field, Ruben is the guy that would supervise the sergeants. He supervises them. So he is responsible for all of that. You know, Ruben has brought various ideas and thoughts here from his experience that he had in Gridley, which is a good thing, because sometimes you have to go out and get a fresh perspective of things to get a different view, because sometimes, you know, I like to use the expression, the same old guys looking at the same old problems just come up with the same old answers. So sometimes you have to be fresh eyes looking at those old problems, because sometimes the answer is right there, you just can't see it because you are so focused on what you've been stuck in. So not only is Ruben a very good police officer, he's an impact weapon instructor, has all sorts of other accolades behind his name and experiences that he has. He's somebody too that I know I can depend on. He's somebody who I identify with in a way that he cares about his people. First and foremost, he cares about his folks. Now he will get on their backside and he will make sure that they toe that line. You look at him, he's very pretty. He makes sure that they are very pretty. I mean, that's just, which your professionalism says something about you. I mean, because, from the minute you step out of your patrol car till you get back in, you're being sized up. And if you look like a slob, I mean, you don't take care of things. And your potential opponent knows that. I mean, so, this says something about you. This says you're prepared to stay on ready to work. I'm professional. I mean, it don't always work out that way, but that's what it says. I mean, and that's the message that he brings, and that's what he teaches. So I'm very glad to have him here. I'm very proud to have him back. And, I think that as we move through this in the future, I think we're all over the future, and I really look forward to helping you and our community, and you helping us. Did you bring somebody with you today?
My daughter.
All right. I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to ask your whoever that you have brought with you tonight, please come forward and place your badges on your chest. Shine a light in your eyes. To me, there's nothing better than this part of the job, seeing the kids and everything. I don't know why, it just always makes me happy. I mean, and maybe that's just as you get older that happens, I don't know. Not that I'm old, other people are old, I'm just me. The next thing we're going to do, gentlemen, is we're going to get the execution of the oath as required by Article 10, Section 3 of the Constitution of the State of California. You guys understand the part about, when I say your name here, you say your name, don't say your name. All right. Is that joke getting old? All right. Thank you for the honesty of that. I appreciate that. Okay. So, raise your right hand, please. Repeat after me. I say your name here.
I,
Do solemnly affirm. That I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of California. Against all enemies. Foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith. And allegiance. To the Constitution. Of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation. Or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties about which I am about to enter for the city of Oroville Police Department. Congratulations. All right, the last one we have, and then we'll wrap this up, and we'll turn it back over to our mayor and our council. The last one I have is we're going in a direction that we haven't went in a long time at the police department. For many years, we've had chaplains off and on, but we haven't had a chaplain in the police department for probably, I'm going to guess 5 to 6 years, maybe something like that. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. So as we were talking about that one day, and the topic came up, I can't remember exactly how the topic came up. It was something that was spurred on at a council meeting, and the topic came up, and we had a discussion. And I just happened to mention to the individual, are you interested in something like that? And the individual says, yes, I'm interested. I would like to look into that. And so, okay. So, what we did is we went through a process, we went through a background. The individual has successfully completed all of those things. Now, what's really special about this, in my opinion, is that this individual exemplifies not only redemption, but shows that you can do anything you want. Don't let anybody ever say You can't do that. That won't happen for you. Because the individual tonight that, I'm going to have this badge placed on and get this and ask and have him be our chaplain for our department, 30 years ago was a criminal. He was involved with police, but he was not the police. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not saying that to disparage him. I mean, I'm saying that because that's the truth. That's the story. That's the power of the story. The power of the story is I was there through my faith, my work, and everything else. I'm now here. I want to give back. I want to make up for the things that I may have done or the things that I think I've done. I mean, so those are incredible things to me. That's an incredible story. Not only do we have this individual, there's other individuals as well that we're looking at, and they not everyone, but some have similar backgrounds. But I'm still proud of them. I'm still proud to call them friends. I'm still proud to have them to be there to provide spiritual guidance, not only to my officers, but also in the event when things happen in the community, a bad event befalls someone, particularly if there's a death and it's an unexpected death. Police officers are not good at being empathetic about that. I mean, I actually heard somebody tell somebody one day, I don't know why you're upset. People die. That's what they do. Okay, that's a horrible thing to say to somebody. I mean, but they didn't mean it in a hateful, horrible way, but they said it. I mean, so, and the harm from that is done. I mean, there's no one doing that. I mean, because, you just said something terrible. But anyway, that did occur. So, the reason that it's important for us to have chaplains, so when those events occur, we recognize we're not good at that. Let's bring in somebody else. Let's bring in somebody that can spiritually care for you. Until your family or your loved ones can get there and can pick up that mantle and do what's necessary. So with that, I would ask Billy Spear to come forward. He is the lead pastor at the Jordan Crossing Ministry. He has completed all of the necessary things to do that. He has traveled that journey. He's traveled that path. He is somebody that is going to be working within our police department, providing those services for our community, providing that counseling as the officers may want. I mean, they may want or not want it. I don't know, but he'll be there for that. It's nice to talk to somebody that has a background in what we do, whether it's, however you got that background, you got the background. So you have a better understanding of what it is that we're doing. I mean, you have insight that you can give us on how do I deal with that guy? How do I reach that person? Especially in his ministry now that is surrounded by sobriety and taking people from where they are to where we want them to be. I mean, Jordan's Crossing does a big role of that. It provides employment, other things, but also sober living environments and different things like that, counseling. It's very important, that we have those tools. That is an educational tool for me. When I worked patrol this summer, I would, if I could find somebody, I would take them down. I think I'm 0 for 3 of the 3 people that I brought in. But the point is that we had somewhere to take them. I mean, because I can't fix them as a police officer. That's not what we do. I mean, what we do as police officers, we take them to those that can get them to the resources, that can get them to where they want to be. What we're doing, what I like to call it, is we're meeting them where they're at, and then we're taking them to where we want them to be. So Billy did that. He has completed all this. He said he's wanted to do this. I'm proud that he's doing this. I'm glad to have him here. I'm glad to call him an ally and a partner as we move through this. He will do, I believe, a very good job for us. We'll get into some training, do some different things like that, get him doing some ride-alongs, introducing him to what we do, answering the questions that he has about why we do the things that we do, and taking that input and that feedback. So did you bring somebody with you tonight, Pastor Spear?
Yeah, my wife, Verna.
All right. If you could come forward, because I only have one talent. I mean, that's just, so. Now, does everybody want to hear the joke again about, when I say your name? or drop it. I mean, I'll let it go. I mean, so I'm going to give that to you. If I could just get you to come over here. And if you would, just place the badge on your husband. Partner. I'm going to, thank you very much, appreciate it. I'm going to step aside and allow our clerk to do this one to make it official The other one's primarily been ceremonial. Jackie, they really like the jokes about saying your name. I mean, so if you want to follow up with that, go ahead.
You'll have to excuse me because my voice is altered. So go ahead and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, William Spear,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution
that I will support and defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to
and
the
allegiance
Constitution
to the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of California,
of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter
the duties about which I am about to enter
for the City of Oroville Police Department.
for the City of Oroville Police Department.
Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you. Give you your copy. With that, council, that is the employees that we have hired, believe it or not, since 2022 and 2023. That's quite, I know it's quite a lot to try to get this more frequently with fewer people, so we don't overwhelm you with that. We are working in a positive direction. I have to say thank you for this facility. Thank you to this council and the prior council for the funding to make our facility what it is. It's an amazing facility. I also have to, I'd like to recognize Mr. Rodriguez for coming down and acknowledging the officers. It's a nice thing for someone to do. It's nice to hear that, that feedback. So with that, I just want to say thank you, council. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for the effort you put into this. Thank you for giving me the ability to serve this community in this capacity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And congratulations to all the officers and folks in the room. It's very nice to go through the process and see everyone get the recognitions. Do we have anything on correspondence? I don't believe so.
We just have the one.
Okay. Then the Voice of the Arts Award will be in process. The Arts Council has an award that will be presented at the State of the City, which is going to be 25th of April at the State Theater. So we put that on the calendars, and it'll be a nice thing to present that. Plus the Sam Goris Award will be going there, and then all the recognitions for all of the 11 different teams that we have has some significant national awards and league champions and county champions and county. It's going to be a big deal. So look forward to you all being here. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry, I forgot a person. Oh. Kelly, come on up. We won't go through the whole thing. I just want to bring Kelly up here, tell everybody this is Kelly. She's one of my administrative assistants. She came to me from code enforcement. Again, we skimmed the cream off the top. I mean, and we brought her up here. She's been working for us for what, almost 6 months now? Almost. And she did most of the planning for this, most of the planning for downstairs. She does all of those things. She's completing her degree this year. She'll have a 4-year degree. But any of you, if you want to help counsel her, she still doesn't know what she wants to do. I mean, so I keep asking her, well, what do you want to be? I don't know. I mean, that's just, but she has to figure it out. But, you know, as long as she's not figured it out, you know, she's here with us. She's helping us. She's making our department a better place. I want to acknowledge her, tell her I appreciate you. I appreciate all the hard work you do here. I mean, you do a wonderful job for us, Kelsey. So thank you.
Kelly.
Good job.
Thank you.
Seeing nothing else on the agenda, I will adjourn this meeting to the next regular council meeting to be held March 21st at 2023 at 4 p.m. in the regular City Council chamber. Thank you all for coming.